What's up guys, Chasing Raven here with episode number 8 of our Williams rebuild on F1 Manager 22, and we are going today to go to Zandvoort and I forget where else because I haven't got there yet. I'm sure we can find out by looking at our Wii calendar just right about here. So that's Zandvoort there, and then we're going to Italy. There we go, I knew what was happening really. We're going to Monza. Good times. So if you did miss the last episode, go check that one out now. We are doing pretty well so far. We got a double points finish in the last episode, which is pretty good. Our post-race debrief shows up saying we need to work on the smoothness of Piastri. We're exceeding our expectations and things are going about well because we are 7th in the Constructors' Championship. That's all good stuff. So let's have a little look and see what we need, if we need to do anything with our drivers. We're okay there. We need to think about who's going to be our reserve next season, but we'll get there when we get there. In terms of our technical staff, we have nothing to upgrade there either, and we are, I don't think, waiting on an upgrade for this race, but we'll soon find out. Oh, we've got a new rear wing coming just after this race, so that should be in place for Monza. In terms of where our car is, for those who may have missed a few episodes, or maybe just joining us, welcome, by the way. We are currently okay on a quick track, so we should, as long as we can start working getting our acceleration and top speed up, be getting ready to more consistently compete for points. That's kind of our plan as we head forward. So let's head forward and see what we can do. I think we're probably just going to go straight into the Dutch Grand Prix because the manufacturing the underfloor is not going to be a huge issue for us. We've got an email to tell us that we have a lot of stuff going on. Preview of the Dutch Grand Prix, nothing really there of note. Carlos Sainz is currently leading the Drivers' Championship by 4 points. The board have high confidence in us. Our financial report, we've got money. And Car 1 performs on track against other cars in the last month. We need to work on our low speed cornering is what we need to work on most. And we've got new underfloors built, which is pretty good. So let's go and have a quick look, just make sure we've got everything new installed on the car. We should do, because I don't think I've designed anything of note. That's what I meant to say. Right, so we haven't got our new chassis on. Okay, we'll make sure we've got our new chassis on, because that's going to improve our performance. Any new front wings in that we need to change to? We're okay for front wings. We're rear wings, I can speak English. We're okay on with the new one coming in shortly. New side pods, no new side pods there. New underfloor, is that the newest one we have on the car? It is, we're doing okay there. And suspension, we should be okay because I don't think I've got a new one. Excellent. Well, now I'm thinking about chassis because I did just notice that we only had a few in the warehouse, etc. We'll start a build on some of those just to get some spares in time. We're already beautiful. Already manufacturing them. I knew what I was doing. I was just testing you guys. Cool. So let's look at the performance targets for the race before we go into things. Reach Q3 is probably not going to happen. I don't think 15th is out of the question though. So we'll have a little look and see if we can get a driver into Q2. Race targets. Finish position 15th guarantee. We're not going to get fastest lap. That would be stupid. And if we can get a finishing position streak of, go below 15th, will it? Let's not. Let's not, purely because I know how quickly things can go wrong for us. Even though, like I said, when you look at the car analysis, that may have gone up actually. We are okay. 15th may not happen for us. We'll see what happens. So, into the race weekend, and let's see what we can do. So after that race at Zandvoort, we have found ourselves finishing in 7th place with Oscar Piastri and 13th place with Theo Pourchaire. And it was a decent race. I made a small strategic error. I think if I'd gone with the one stop with both drivers, we'd have had another double points finish. But if we look at the Drivers' Championship, that moves Piastri up into 15th. Pourchaire stays in or goes down to 13th. So a good battle into team with us. We're also still sat in 7th. We are now 21 points adrift of Alpha Tauri after picking up those points. So still very much possible for us to catch up and maybe get 6 points in the Constructors. or 6th place in the Constructors, I should say, and we are pretty much clear of Haas, so things going okay for us after that race weekend. Oscar Piastri should get some beautiful development points, and so should Teo Pourchaire, you would hope, and that should be a nice thing for us to apply. We've made 3.9, just shy of $4 million from that one as well, which means we need to have a look at some stage, probably during the close season, at what we can do for developing some more facilities. That's what we need to be doing next. But first of all, we have to get through this this break between here and Monza. We've designed the new rear wing, so we'll make sure we get that on the car, because I say make sure we get it built in time for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's do the build first. So that's a new rear wing for us. We will get some of those manufactured. I guess it's going to have to be a rush job for the first couple and hope we don't lose any. We'll go and build 5 of those for now, just to be on the safe side. We know Piastri loves a little crash here and there. And then we have to have a little think about what we're going to do in terms of design, because is there a way we can get some more speed out of the car here? I think there probably is. I don't know if it's an underfloor or if it's a side pods. I guess side pods probably have the biggest effect on speed. So let's have a look, see if we can do something with that first. We're in an ATR period, which is always good. So I think what we'll do is we will drop a third of our ATR on that, just to see if we can get ourselves straight line speed out of it, because that will be very useful. I'm trying to do maths as I do this, so that's always good. 22, come on, a third of 84. I should be able to do this in my head, and for some reason I can't. So 28, yeah, we go. I did a maths. Okay, no, don't want to go back. I want to go forward and see if we can get some race performance out of this. I mean, it's better for our acceleration, but it's not better for our top speed. What else can we do with this? Can we get a... I guess the rear wing probably has the biggest effect on fast, so we'll try another one of those just to see if that will do us any favours. It's looking like it will if we can get that done. So we'll get some of this done in here. 28 again, wasn't it? So that'll be that. And if we can get our top speed into the top half of the grid, we would be laughing. Let's go to high speed performance. And is there a way? More drag reduction, please. That will be good for us. And I'd like to try and make little gains on that if we can. There we go. I think that's probably going to do it for us. Let's make gains on the DRS delta if we can, because that's going to help us more in terms of gaining places. That should be pretty good for us. Do I want... Let's go intense. We'll have it for the last couple of races of the season. That will help us out there, and that should be good for us. Where are we at with the other designs that we have coming? We have a suspension coming in 7 days. I think the other project we're doing is research. Is it not? I've got a front wing coming in as well for the next race or the race after that. I think these have got to be the last builds we do. I've probably said that already before. These have got to be the last builds we do for this season. Let's see where we're at with facilities as well. Factory-wise, we could do an upgrade, but we don't need to be building more parts. We need to be designing more parts. We're not far away from a design upgrade. We should be able to do that after Monza, as long as we don't break any car parts. Let's do some post-race debriefs. Smoothness of Piastri needs working on, but that's just helping him with that. We've got to vote for financial changes to the cost cap. Do we want to bring the cost cap down? I don't think... In fact... Yes, we're going to go for that because we're not spending anywhere near the cost cap. That brings the other teams closer to us, if I've done my math right on that. So we'll see how that goes. Oscar Piastri wants us to improve his smoothness, but is that going to be a thing that helps us more than anything else? I mean, actually probably, because he needs to be able to do better with his tyres. Pourchaire doesn't have a development point. We're not worried too much about Jack Aitken. We've got a head of aero upgrade too, so we will put that into, I I think airflow sensitivity helps make things faster. I think let's do that, just to balance a thing out. Race engineers, they're all good. Just have a quick look just to make sure we have the full teams we can have too, because that's always a good idea. And of course our pit crew, they're still getting slightly better. They need to improve more, but they'll get there over time. So I think we're going to move forward and see what we can do as we head towards Monza, because that's going to be a really big deal for us. We're going straight to the practice sessions. But first we have to put that brand new shiny rear wing on our car. Let's have a little look, see how that's going to do with an upgrade. So that will take us from 12th to decent on the grid. Excellent. That's where we need to be. We're going to get ourselves a bit more top speed. I'm probably going to take some engine penalties at Monza, just because you can pass there as well. That feels like a good plan. I think in terms of qualifying targets, we're going to try and do the reaching Q2. We did it with both cars last time out. We're not going to get a fastest lap unless we put a new engine in. I think we're going to try, though, for a finish position streak, because I don't see a good reason why we can't get both drivers. As long as they stay apart, I don't see a good reason why we can't get both drivers into 15th and above at this point. I'm feeling a bit more confident now as we go forward, although I am aware there are some slow corner type races coming, so that'll be fine. I'm going to go to the race weekend and I'm going to see what we can achieve. So that was a tiny, small disaster. I thought we'd get a second points finish, but I decided that there was a red flag, so I went onto hards, and they were starting to wear out, and everyone else went on hards as well, stayed on the hards until the end. I was like, maybe we can get invited by going for a late stop onto softs, and I think I probably gambled and took that a bit late, because if we'd gone a little bit earlier, maybe there was something to be gained there. But you live and you learn. Essentially, that's what we all know and love, boys and girls. It's you learn and you live and you learn. We're getting no points in the championship. We have lost a point in round to Alpha Tauri, which is pretty straightforward as these things go. That's just kind of to be expected. We've got a development point for Teo Pourchaire, though, which is always beneficial, and we've made 5 million. But I did spend quite a bit of money on new parts because we were starting to need more engines and ERS and whatnot for the run-in to the final few races of the season. So hopefully that advantage gained will pay for itself. The new chassis is in, which is a pretty good place for us to start. The new suspension is in. 18 days till Singapore, which gives us time for sure to build a new chassis, to manufacture the new chassis. So we will get that. The chassis? Why not suspension? My brain has just done out. What were we doing? Suspension. Right, let's get that done. We're going to need probably, let's say 6 to the end of the season. We'll rush them because that way we get 4 in time for this. Good stuff. Okay, so that is that done. We are loath to really try and speed the car up, even though I know there's probably a gain to be had there. Let's have a little look, just because we've got these hours to do this, and we'll see how that goes. As we go forward, I think there's a big gain to be had here. It's probably worthwhile. So we'll do that. We'll go high speed performance, and I mean that does put us back in contention a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, we'll do that. We will add a little bit of low speed if we can, because we certainly could use the low speed. We'll go up there as well. Airflow sensitivity, and we can essentially go up on everything here and not really be losing out. I think that's going to be probably our best bet. We'll do that. The drag reduction is going to suck, but again, not the worst. Is there any gains being made anywhere else by doing that? Not really. Right. Okay, let's see if we can go the other way then. If we take that down to wherever keeps that in first, is there bigger gains being made elsewhere? That's my thinking. When that was going up, something went up. I'm sure something went up when we got to the top. I need the high speed more than I need anything else. We'll go there. That's my plan. We're going to go there. Hopefully that will work out. Right, we don't want it obviously by the end of December. That would be stupid. We need to get this done as fast. I mean, it's not really worth it because that will only be worth one race. So what we're going to do instead, cancel that project, and we're going to invest the time in the research of that instead, because I think that's going to kick out more value for us if we get the research side of that done. I could be wrong, but let's try and get the research done, and then hopefully that's going to give us a much, much faster car for next year. I mean, that will be the hope. It's looking good all round. I think that's probably going to be about there. So, again, is there any benefit to more drag reduction? A little bit. Let's go with that. We're going to gain, in fact, I'll try and gain back the airflow sensitivity that we're losing to the new regs as well. That's going to be the one. Let's do that. We'll throw all three engineers on it. They can get that project done by the end of the research period, and we'll be okay. And we've got 9 days until the new front wing comes in. But of course, we need to go and tackle these driver upgrades too before we wrap this episode up. We've got one development point for Teo Pourchaire, and I feel like reactions are probably his weakness right now, so we'll put those in there. Nothing for Jack Aitken still, of course. Anything here? Hiding? Nothing at all. Important email. It's just going to be a bunch of stuff, but how good we did. Let's see how those financial changes went. And the changes have passed. I think, yeah, they have. Interesting that McLaren would go for that. Red Bull, of course, don't care about cost caps, so they'll say, oh yeah, let's go down to $136 million, and they'll spend $200 million anyway, because it's only worth a slap on the wrist. Otherwise, Williams and Haas, sorry, we are Williams, Haas, Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin going for that makes sense. I think it makes sense pretty much for everyone except Ferrari, Merc and Red Bull, so that makes all the sense in the world to me. Right. Let's wrap the episode up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. I have as always been Chasing. Let me know if you hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And why haven't you? Because there's so much good stuff on the channel. You probably should have done. But, as I said, I've been Chasing Laney. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.